I hope you like this story about a kind dog who finds a kitten in trouble and warms it up at home. And also, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another interesting story. This is a story about an honest dog. Once upon a time, there was a super fluffy golden retriever puppy. It had soft golden fur, small pink paws, big innocent eyes, and a tiny little tail. One sunny afternoon, the puppy decided to take his red bicycle for a spin along the tree-lined path in the park. The puppy rode slowly, enjoying the warm sun on his back and the gentle breeze ruffling his fur. The environment around him was beautifully detailed. The grass was a vibrant green, the trees were in full bloom, and the air was filled with the sweet scent of flowers. Our hero looked around him with joy and happiness. He was truly living in the moment and feeling completely alive. He was so cute. As he continued his ride, the puppy came across a family of ducks swimming in the pond. He stopped his bike and watched them for a while, feeling a sense of wonder and fascination. The ducks quacked happily, and the puppy barked back, his tail wagging excitedly. He then continued his journey along the path, eager to see what other adventures awaited him. But suddenly dark storm clouds rolled into the sky, ruining the fun. The wind picked up, causing the leaves to blow wildly and the branches to sway ominously. The puppy looked up at the darkening sky with a sense of foreboding. Feeling a bit scared, he decided to head home before the storm got any worse. As he started pedaling faster, the wind whipped through his fur, making him feel colder. He pulled his head back into his shoulders to protect himself from the wind. Then he pedaled even harder, trying to get home as quickly as possible. Suddenly, a strong gust of wind knocked him off his bike. The puppy let out a yelp as he landed on the wet ground. The bike skidded away, coming to a stop a few feet away. Shaking and scared, the puppy looked around to see if anyone had noticed his fall, but luckily no one was around. Taking a deep breath, he stood up and started to brush himself off. Then he walked over to his bike and started fixing it. As he tightened the loose screws, he couldn't help but shiver. Not only because he was cold, but also because he was scared of the dark clouds that were still looming overhead. Finally, when he was sure his bike was fixed, he got back on and started pedaling home. The rain began to pour down in heavy sheets, making it difficult for the puppy to see where he was going. The wind howled and the thunder cracked overhead, making him even more scared. But he kept pedaling, determined to get home as quickly as possible. Meanwhile, a tiny baby kitten with fluffy fur, expressive eyes, and a small body was playing near the log. Suddenly, the log fell on the kitten, trapping it underneath its weight. The kitten cried out in fear and tried to push the log off of him, but it was too heavy and he was too small. He cried and cried, hoping that someone would come to his rescue. Just then, the golden retriever puppy came cycling past. He noticed the log blocking the path and slowed down to have a closer look. To his surprise, he saw the tiny kitten crying underneath and trying to free himself. The puppy felt a surge of sympathy for the scared little creature and knew he had to help. Carefully, the puppy approached the log and started pushing it with his nose. At first, it didn't seem to budge, but he didn't give up. Instead, he pushed and pushed until finally the log moved just enough for the kitten to slip out from underneath. The kitten, weak and scared, looked up at the puppy with gratitude in his eyes. The puppy licked the kitten gently to comfort him and make sure he was okay. The kitten purred softly, feeling the warmth of the puppy's kindness. Realizing that the kitten was too small to ride on the bike, the puppy had a brilliant idea. He turned around and went back to his bike. He lifted the basket and made sure it was secure. Then he gently placed the kitten inside, making sure it was comfortable. The puppy looked back to see if everything was all right. The kitten looked back and meowed softly, letting the puppy know that he was grateful for his help. With the kitten secured in the basket, the puppy started pedaling his bike, carefully navigating the wet and slippery path. The wind blew through his fur as he raced against the clock to get the kitten home before the storm got worse. The sound of thunder rumbled in the distance, reminding the puppy of the urgency of his mission. As they rode on, the puppy could feel the kitten's tiny body trembling inside the basket. He knew that the kitten was scared and cold, and he felt a surge of determination to get him to safety. After what felt like an eternity, the puppy finally saw the lights of his house in the distance. He pedaled faster, his paws working furiously to keep up with the speed. As they approached home, the puppy could feel the tension easing from his body. He had made it. With a final burst of speed, the puppy arrived home, out of breath but triumphant. He had rescued the kitten and brought him home safely. As the puppy opened the door, he could feel the warmth of his home enveloping him like a blanket. He carefully took the kitten out of the basket and placed him on the floor. The kitten, still shaking, looked up at the puppy with gratitude in his eyes. The puppy licked the kitten one last time, this time to say goodbye. The kitten purred softly, nuzzling against the puppy's leg. The puppy watched as the kitten curled up into a ball and started to purr loudly. He knew that the kitten was finally safe and warm, and he felt a sense of satisfaction knowing that he had helped. The puppy then shook himself off and trotted away, leaving the kitten to rest. It had been quite an adventure, but he was glad that he had been there to help. As the storm raged outside, the puppy curled up on his bed, feeling warm and safe. He dreamed of adventures with his new friend, the kitten. The next morning, the sun was shining brightly and the birds were singing merrily. The golden retriever puppy woke up feeling refreshed and ready for a new day. He trotted downstairs and saw the baby kitten waiting for him with a bowl of milk. The puppy wagged his tail and lapped up the milk, enjoying the sweet taste. The kitten purred loudly, rubbing against the puppy's legs. The puppy licked the kitten in return, feeling a sense of affection for the little creature. They became best friends forever. The golden retriever puppy and the baby kitten continued to play together every day. They chased each other around the house, pounced on toys, and snuggled with each other on the couch. The puppy's golden fur shone brightly, making him look like a little lion. The kitten's soft fur felt like velvet to the touch, and his bright eyes sparkled with mischief. They were a perfect pair, always getting into funny situations and keeping each other entertained. The puppy loved the kitten's playful energy, and the kitten adored the puppy's gentleness and kindness. Together they were inseparable, sharing everything from their food to their toys to their love for each other. Their friendship was a sight to behold, bringing joy to everyone who saw them play. The puppy and the kitten lived happily ever after, their laughter and happiness echoing through the halls of their home. They learned that friendship can blossom in the most unexpected places, and that kindness and compassion can bring two different creatures together. Their bond was unbreakable, and their love for each other grew stronger with each passing day.